What's going on, everyone? I just got back from Burlington and I found some I was gonna say unremarkable. I found some unbelievable fragrances. These smell so fantastic and I've been kind of spending the last couple days with them, but if you're excited to check out what I found, stick around and let's jump right in. What's going on, everyone? It's Eli with Common Sense, and I got two hidden gem fragrances. This one especially I'm so excited to talk about. This first fragrance we're talking about is from the house of Guess, and this one is Guess Originals Tobacco and Amberwood Type 3. Originally, when I was looking at the fragrances, I saw this Guess fragrance, and you know, Guess is not known for their super high quality fragrances. A lot of the times they're just like 3 or 4 hour fragrances that are really just cheapies and kind of meant to be sold to the masses just to make yourself smell good for a few hours. But oh my God, this stuff is in a league of its own. The presentation actually looks really nice. It's got a tall bottle, it's kind of textured on the outside, and it feels like a more premium quality. Now this is a really interesting bottle. The bottle itself kind of reminds me of a Mancera bottle, and check this out, you guys. Cap is magnetic. Let's go. Now I actually wore this stuff yesterday and I could not believe the quality of this juice because I was just not used to this level of quality from the house of Guess. This opens up with a blast of tobacco leaf. You have some rose, some saffron, and it really is a rose strong fragrance in the opening, and it actually quite reminds me a lot of this really expensive like $300–400 fragrance called Cavort by Fragrance du Bois. So they definitely share some of the similarities. I think this definitely has more tonka bean and a little bit more of a tobacco vibe, but it still has a nice rich creamy sandalwood, some of that saffron, and very, very strong rose in there. I think the rose and the saffron here really give it kind of like a bitter skanky vibe, and especially combined with some of that tobacco, it smells really memorable because you have a little bit of those delicate musky creamy florals and musky tones from that rose and the saffron, but it also has a very masculine profile from the tobacco and some of those dark, peppery, rich, woody tones. So this is almost like splitting right in the middle, so guys or women can wear this one. But I think if you're a woman, you gotta have that really confident vibe. You gotta be just comfortable with dark and spicy fragrances, and I think that this is gonna definitely be up your alley. I really also love the kind of rum and boozy quality that's in this. Not entirely sure what's causing it, but you know, it's not really in the listed notes, but I do get just a really nice boozy quality, and of course, that tonka bean and the sandalwood and the dry down definitely smell absolutely incredible, and it gets a little bit fruitier and more ambery as this dries down. It kind of reminds me of Tobacco and Tonka Bean by Banana Republic. So it shares that spicy, creamy tobacco tonka, and really this stuff just smells really high quality for the $20. Now, in terms of performance and longevity, it's really strong for the first couple hours, and this actually is about a 7–8 hour fragrance on my skin. So 7 or 8 hours for a really expensive smelling scent profile. I think this is a true hidden gem, and if you see this one at your rack stores, pick it up without hesitation. Run to your Burlington and see if they have this stuff, because this is unbelievable. Yeah, this actually smells like a few fragrances, again, like that Cavort, and it also reminds me of Tom Ford's Tobacco Oud, the discontinued, hard to find, expensive fragrance. So again, it's got like a little bit of that woody, slightly animalistic vibe, but it's so good. And actually in the dry down, it also gets a little bit more peppery, and I get more of like an incense vibe. So if you like the style of Amouage Interlude, again, Tobacco Oud, or something like that Fragrance du Bois Cavort, I think it's a nice version of all of those kind of blended together, and God, the quality of this stuff is incredible. That one is Guess, Tobacco, and Amberwood. And lastly, we're looking at a fragrance from the house of Bentley, and this one is Bentley For Men Absolute. Now, I'm not super experienced with these Bentley For Men fragrances. I know they're very well known and a lot of people recommend them, but I just never really picked any of these up. But I was super surprised to find this one for $30 at my rack store. This is such a cool, moody bottle. I love all black. I mean, as you can see, and you've seen in all my videos, but my goodness, this fragrance has such a moody, broody quality, and it is just so masculine and dark. My God. I feel like I just struck gold, especially with these two, because they're definitely those really strong, peppery, woody, masculine winter fragrances. So what a perfect time to find these. So this one opens up with a ton of olibanum, that frankincense, and rich peppery woods. It is just so woody. This reminds me of just dark, new furniture. I also get this bitter lighter Gaiac wood note in here that definitely adds a touch of like an animalistic flair. And there's also a note in here that I don't smell a lot in fragrances, and that one is papyrus. And I think the combination of the moss and the papyrus in here gives almost like a lavender, slightly airy, powdery fougere feeling, but it really just adds a nice airiness to some of those rich, dense undertones. There are just so many layers to this fragrance. Yeah, the more that I smell this, the more it's just getting more intense and more intoxicating. And there's almost like a deer musk note in here that just smells very animalistic, and especially combined with that agar wood, I think it definitely adds a bit of an edge to this. And this is not going to be for everybody. It's not going to be super mass pleasing. I think this is definitely going to be an intense fragrance that you have to have some confidence to pull off. Like, I wouldn't wear this one to the office, but I would definitely wear this on a night out. If it's a Friday night or you're going out to dinner for friends, I think this is a great fragrance for that. And as this stuff dries down, it definitely loses some of that animalistic edge, but it still smells very cedar-like. It has that nice, rich, strong, peppery woods. And yeah, that pink pepper is just so good throughout the lifetime of this fragrance. Like, to me, this smells like somebody just got a fresh shave. They cleaned themselves up. They have a nice dark black leather suit, black shoes, you know, black briefcase, just a business owner, just like a Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, I just picture power and money with this fragrance. Now, in terms of longevity, I actually get about 10, 12 hours out of this stuff. So it is so long lasting, and you can smell it for about that long on your clothes. And I probably got about 8 hours on the skin, but it's a really long lasting fragrance. You can still smell it well into the next day, and just the quality out of a $30 fragrance is insane. I did not expect that with this one. If I had to give a price to this style of DNA, like if I smelled this, a blind smell test, I'd probably say that this is a $200-300 fragrance for sure. This one is super strong and memorable, and that one is Bentley For Men Absolute. So let me know down below if you've tried these fragrances, or if you've seen these or any other really cool hidden gems at your rack stores. I've been seeing some really good stuff popping up, so it's a fine balance of saving money and also giving you guys really good content. So that does it. Thank you all so much for watching. You have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm Eli with Common Sense. Until the next time, bye-bye.